The Conbini boys, they're the Conbini boys, they're the Conbini boys.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Well, Mike, it's going pretty good. Just had my Iggy's sticky bun, but now it's time to report out to the boss here. I got a little friend here this morning, Mike. New Japanese grocery store opened up in Cambridge, and just want to.
Oh, yeah.
I can actually feel my brain. I'm not even kidding. Juices are flowing just at the sound of the canned coffee tab popping. Hold on, let me just get my first
Yeah, oh
sip
yeah,
here.
take it. Mm.
Oh, God almighty, it's so good. This is what they should serve at Mass, you know? This is the blood of Christ right here. The boss. Flash brew. Beto, baby.
Oh
6
my
full
God.
ounces. Just get one more sip here.
Yep, do what you gotta do.
All right, Mike, I'm feeling good. What's going on with you down in Kurobe?
Well, Matt, I'm on the other side of the clock here. I'm wrapping up my night here, and so actually, I hope to let this guy last a little bit longer. I have my little Hyoketsu lemon sour. Unfortunately, it's empty. So I'm switching over to water here. I've actually was over at Mai's parents today because we were supposed to be doing the rice harvesting, but we got rained out, and so just ate some okonomiyaki and drank some
nice.
beers with the in-laws. So yeah, man, feeling pretty good. A little bit tired, but we missed last week. Super excited to get back into it, and I know we've got a lot of. As always, let's be honest, Matt. As always, we got a lot of interesting things to talk about today, right?
We sure do, Mike. And to kick things off, we got a pretty exciting campaign coming out of FamilyMart. FamilyMart is celebrating their 40th anniversary by reviving some favorite items of the past, but not just favorite items, Mike. They're actually celebrating some of the Conbini they have conquered over their lifetime. Of course, there are 3 major Conbini these days. You got FamilyMart, you got Lawson, and you got 7-Eleven, and then some others like Mini Stop and Daily Yamazaki. But they're fairly small players relative to the big 3. And they got really big because they rolled up the other guys. Okay, so FamilyMart bought a Conbini named ampm. They bought another one called Sunkus, and they bought another one, personally, my favorite Conbini of all time, having lived in the Noto Peninsula, where that was the only Conbini they had, Circle K. So, Mike, they're actually celebrating the Conbini that they have conquered, and by bringing back some of the favorite items of those Conbini and some favorite items from FamilyMart over the years. So pretty cool campaign here. Mike, what's your take on it, and did any of the items catch your eye?
Yeah, Matt. Super excited. Once again, this has kind of been on an ongoing celebration this year, the 40 years of FamilyMart. We've looked at a little bit. One of the items we actually talked about before in the Chicky Wars, and that is the sweet and spicy Fami Chicky, which they brought back out, which wasn't, I don't think, too long ago that originally came out, but it was nice to have it back.
2016, I think.
2016, okay, yeah. And that was the first flavored Fami Chicky that they ever brought out. And so, that was exciting. And like you said, a lot of some of these Conbinis that FamilyMart took over were very, close and dear to us, especially Circle K, Sunkus as well. So super excited about this. and always great to see some great items back. There's a lot of items there. Like I said, the Family Chicky is one that really, piques my interest. One that I was a little bit surprised of, Matt. You can see it in the lower left corner there, and that is the Parisian Sandwich, which, if you'll remember, I picked this up as my winner, as one of the perennial greatest items in the Conbini. It's a French baguette. Yeah. Inside, you've got some ham and cheese, some lettuce, and some sauce. And Matt, I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised about this one. It's always been there. It's sort of like, in the, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Shining, where Jack Nicholson, the character, there's that sort of climactic scene where he's told that you've always been the caretaker, and I feel like that, the Parisian Sandwich has always been here. It's always gonna be here. It's sort of an eternal item. So I was a little bit surprised about that, but in general, a lot of these look really exciting. How about you? Any that excited you out of these revival items?
Absolutely, Mike. I will say they do list the dates when these things first went on sale, and they're claiming the Parisian Sandwich began at ampm in 1995. So that goes back a ways. Oh, yeah. I nearly share a birthday with the Beet-Gritty Chicken Katsu Bento, which is pretty exciting to learn about. But no, Mike, the one that caught my eye, a Beet-Gritty Noti Ben. Okay, so this originally came out of Circle K and Sunkus back in 2007 here. And Beet-Gritty, it means like an exclamation of like surprise and awe. And that's a fitting word for this bento here,
yes.
Mike. The way they list the items, they have a fried fish fillet, they have fried karaage, they have karaage, they got some fried chikuwa fish cake, they got a hambagu. But then, Mike, they don't even bother listing the rest of the items. After the hambagu, they just say nado, which is etc. So there's a lot of nado left here. I mean, I'm looking at a pile of pasta. We got a whole bunch of rice. We got some pickled stuff in there. We got a wiener, Mike. I see a wiener underneath the plastic grass. And then, of course, we got about a half teaspoon of potato salad on there as well. This is one of the most substantial bentos I've ever seen. I can't imagine actually eating that. And that, just the rice alone, you're looking at 2 cups of rice or something like that sitting under that chikuwa and that fried fish cake with the tartar sauce on top, by the way. There's also a fried, what is that, a rencon maybe? Some kind of fried vegetable with a little dollop of ketchup on there. Wow, sitting in your Prius eating this, there's no way you're going back to work. It's going to be a late night because you're going to have to spend a few hours digesting before you can actually get back to the office and start faxing. So yeah, that's the one that caught my eye, Mike. The Beet-Gritty Noti Ben.
Yeah. No, I mean, it looks amazing, and I have to say, all of these are really interesting. If you could scroll down to the bottom there's one more. Again, another that I'm surprised that they're saying this is kind of a revival. This is a legend of the Conbini. We're talking about the premium Frank, Matt. Are you kidding me? 2014. I guess maybe we're not getting the most premium of Franks. Maybe this is an ultra version, right? This is a 72-hour, slow cooked Frank we're getting here apparently. So
simmer hot dog.
We love the jumbo Frank. So I'm, actually now I take what I said back. It's also looking pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, and we have the precision ketchup and mustard squirt packet. Definitely one of the legends there. So this is a really cool campaign. For people who've been in Japan for a while and know all of these Conbini, the ampm, the Sunkus, the Circle K, really cool opportunity to take trip back in time to enjoy some of the items that you remember before FamilyMart conquered these great Conbini.
No doubt. All right, Matt. Well, so I think it's about time to head on over to the Chicky Wars, Matt. This week we've got a couple. We've got 3 chickies out, and so I'm excited to sort of get your take on these. So let me show you what we're looking at first. All right, Matt, coming out of FamilyMart. This is the Toriten. Hey, this is the chicken tempura. It looks almost like a chicken tendi. This is a tender. And Toriten is a classic. I would be surprised if this is the first time that they come out with it. But it's good to see it. And what do you think about this one?
Yeah, Mike. I've never had a Toriten. I find it not so appealing. This is breast meat, and they say it's been steamed at a low temperature to make it juicy, and then it's got some soy sauce, some ginger, some garlic, so should be some flavor in there. But I don't know, Mike. It kind of looks like a fried salad chicken. Just the look of it doesn't look so great. It seems like it's begging for a dipping sauce because it's long and thin. Yeah. And so if that had a little dipping sauce, I feel like I'd be all over it. But just as is, I don't know why I would buy this versus a Fami Chickie. I just don't see that happening for me. Again, absent, you put a dipping sauce in there or a selection of dipping sauces, I could get there. Right. Like a Chick-fil-A style wide variety selection of dipping sauces. I could get there, but I don't think I could get there with just what we're looking at here. Just the plain old Toriten.
Right. Just a plain old Toriten. I do love Toriten, I have to say. This looks like to be a pretty heavily breaded one, actually. I like them a little bit more light, But 7-Eleven has the Age Torti, which is kind of like a Toriten, I'd say. Sort of almost like non-flavored, really light chicky sort of thing. If it's something like that, maybe I could go for it. But I agree, there's not much exciting about it, and you're exactly right. In terms of the shape, you wanna grab this thing in your whole hand, and dip. And I would think some BBQ sauce, some honey mustard, are some classic ones that I want to dip these sorts of things in. But so I see what you're saying. Yeah, nothing too exciting, but I don't know. Could be good. All right, Matt. Going on to Lawson. We've got an exciting one coming here, my friend. All right. Karaagekun recently taken over the world. Matt, we have Karaagekun this week. We've got a black box. And Matt, this is the rich cheese and bacon flavored Karaagekun. I'm going to give you the first crack at this. What do you think?
Yeah, Mike. I gotta say, this is one of the most exciting Karaagekun. There've been so many exciting Karaagekun coming out recently. We're gonna get to one later in the show, by the way. Maybe the most exciting. The iPhone of Karaagekun came out, but this is pretty close here, Mike. Cheese and bacon. They're almost getting into the breakfast game. We all know the gold standard for bacon, egg, and cheese is the McDonald's bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I don't know, Mike. Is this giving that a run for its money? And I gotta say, I like in the description that they say it pairs well with alcohol, because if I'm blackout drunk, what would be better than eating some fried chicken nuggets that taste like bacon and cheese? Holy damn moly, Mike. I'd probably just buy out the whole case. You could probably get futures on these cheese and bacon Karaagekun on some crypto listing right now. That's how good these look. I'm very excited about this.
I agree. And as our experience tells us, a black box means we're not just getting some chicken with some sort of flavor in there. We're getting some bits as well. And if this plays out as I would hope it would, what you'd have inside would be these little nuggets of real bacon, and then little pockets of cheese, melty cheese. And I'm hoping that when you bite into that, you're getting, yes. Oh, whoa, wait a second.
Yeah, I think we actually see them bubbling through here, Mike. I think.
My God, you're not kidding. So yeah, I think we're safe to say this is probably what's going on. And if that's the case, I agree. Nothing I like more than bacon and cheese and chicken in a chicken nugget. Are you kidding me? I don't think this has been done before. Karaagekun breaking ground yet again. And not even using their newest technology, just using their sort of more standard technology. Looks great. I agree. Super excited about this. All right,
we got one more though.
Yeah, we do have one more. Oh, let's skip this.
Skip that.
Yeah, skip that. All right. Let's get to it, Matt. All right. Seiko Mart. Hey, Seiko Mart. Glad you could join us again. Matt, what we've got coming out this time from Seiko Mart, it's the karaage, the fried chicken with the chili sauce. And as you can see, this is not like a flavoring of the batter or anything. This is literally just some fried chicken with actual chili sauce on top. And it looks like a little bit of sesame sprinkled on there. I don't know, Matt. What do you think about this?
Well, first, I feel like Seiko Mart just kind of did this. They did some sort of spicy chicken not long ago. Mm-hmm. It is a good point here, Mike. They have almost a kiddie pool of chili sauce poured all over this chicken. You never see that much sauce on chicken in Japan. I can't emphasize. This is a lot of sauce, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like, somebody, again, sort of 2-3 strong zeros in, and they just started pouring chili sauce on some chicken, and things got out of hand. I don't know how chili this chili sauce is. It would be helpful to have sort of the, you introduced us to the global standard for spiciness, the Buffalo Wild Wings heat index. Right. I get the feeling this is probably on the lower end of the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Sort of the honey mustard or whatever is at the bottom versus the wild up top.
Yeah.
So I'm not super excited. The presentation, again, it looks like somebody got totally hammered and just poured this on a plate. So I'm not super excited about this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's nice to see a wet sauce. It's we don't see that much. Lawson with the El Chicky likes to do a wiping every once in a while, and that's as close we think we get to a sort of wet sauce. So that is exciting, but again, this is more like something maybe you'd sit down and eat in like a restaurant as like a little appetizer. I would be interested to see how this plays out. If you can eat this with your hands, that's an important condition for chickies. So yeah, I agree. Not too exciting, and as you said, like the sauce just looks sort of kind of poured on there, not too great. So yeah, I agree. Yeah, not compared to the other things we saw today, especially the Karaagekun, this is not too exciting. All right, Matt. Well, that wraps up the Cheeky Wars for this week. I think we're going to head over to the scoreboard.
That's right, Mike. Let's head over to the new item scoreboard. New items out this week from all of the big Conbini. We got 48 coming out of FamilyMart. Lawson, 38 items. 7-Eleven, 129 new items this week. Mini Stop, 25. Daily Yamazaki at 7. Seiko Mart at 10. And New Days, 20 new items. Mike, your reaction to those numbers?
Yeah, big numbers this week, Matt. Big numbers, I'm happy to say. Fall's coming. Fall is here and fall is coming. I think that's what we're looking at. Everybody, we've seen the slow rollout. We've seen the Nikuman rollout. We saw, this week we're seeing some hints of Oden even. Oden. So, yeah, Matt, I'm super excited. Really excited time to be watching the Conbini. And so, yeah, sounds good.
All right, Mike, let's take a look at our winners and losers, where we've each picked out an item that we think is not so hot and an item that we think looks great. We'll start off with your loser this week. Let's see what you got here.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, can you scroll up just a little bit more to get the name of what this is? All right, man. So what this is Family Mart, and this is the bacon skimi burger. Skimi meaning looking at the moon. In the autumn, it's a fun sort of activity in Japan, a traditional activity to sort of like watch the moon, to sort of like look at the moon in the autumn because it's usually a beautiful time to see the moon. And so you have this style of food, skimi. Usually it involves egg, and you can just name anything skimi, and it just means sort of like with an egg. But Matt, we've talked about it on the show before. There's only one skimi burger that matters. Yeah,
That's right.
There's only one skimi burger, and I gotta say, in my work, we're all on Slack, and Matt, skimi burger is back at McDonald's. The skimi burger at McDonald's. It's just a hamburger with an egg and that sauce, which we discovered was probably just, I think, ketchup and mayonnaise sort of mixed together. But it is as good as it gets. And yeah, so I was at work on Friday, and sort of the chats, all the channels started lighting up. People were like, skimi's back, skimi's back. Everybody's posting pictures, getting excited. And me as well. And so I gotta say, as a Conbini burger, this doesn't look too bad, but leave it to the professionals for the skimi burger, the moon burger. There's only one. It's McDonald's, and it's out right now. If you're in Japan, I advise you to go and get that before you buy this. That's pretty much my main point of why I wanted to say that this was my loser for the week.
Yeah, Mike. You convinced me. You won me over. I was a little surprised to see that skimi burger in the loser circle. Skimi burger is awesome, but you're right. Leave it to the pros in McDonald's. That's the major leagues when it comes to the skimi burger. Family Mart here, you're probably looking at single, double A ball. In fact, this burger, it kind of looks like fossilized. That does not look so hot.
That's not a burger.
You could probably carbon date that thing. I don't know what's going on there. And then you just got, a bunch of fake bacon on top of that egg, and the roll, looks pretty. It doesn't look so hot. So you totally agree. Yeah. Do the right thing, everybody. Go to McDonald's, get the skimi burger. Go to the big leagues.
Yep.
All right, Mike. My loser this week here is the. So, it's what do you call these things? Cairo or whatever, Mike.
Cairo, I think.
Yeah. So in Japan is very stubborn about not providing heat to anybody, and so they come up with clever ways to keep warm, like installing portable kerosene heaters to put on your straw tatami mats and surrounded by paper walls. And then they have these other things. They're little pouches that you shake. They're full of metal things, and you shake them up, and they heat up your hands. And you get to keep one or two parts of your body warm while the rest of your body freezes. Yeah. And the Conbini is a big carrier of these little shaky bags you buy like 10 at a time. And they're already out, Mike. I got to say, I did look at the forecast. It's going to be 84 with 71% humidity in Tokyo next week. So it seems a little early to bring these out. But mostly, I just think, hey, we just passed Labor Day. We're announcing Christmas on the 7-Eleven website. We got Christmas cake already up. And now the shaky metal things are back, Just a hot tip, though. I did be careful with these things. I did, you shake them in your hand, keep them warm. Trying to keep other parts. I did, shove one down my pants one day, started a little brush fire. I was looking like a Daily Yamazaki Arabiki wiener down there for a little while. So just be careful how you use these things, ladies and gentlemen. But it definitely a little early for this, I think.
Little early, very early. That's something that Japan does so well, is appreciate the season that it is right now. Shun, we're talking about Shun, the prime time to experience something. And now is not the prime time to experience this. The Cairo, you shake it, might be pointing, but no one needs this. Even in Hokkaido, I have a coworker who's in Hokkaido. It's like, It's like 80 degrees. Yeah. So I will say, interesting one thing about this. This is the hotter types. This is one that you kind of like tape to your body. So, like you're saying, this is sort of a pinpoint heating. I don't know where that point would be. Maybe like your armpits or like I don't know the center of your back or something. Can you imagine just like shaking a bunch of these up and sort of taping them all over your body? Like what the
all
hell?
10 at a time.
All 10.
Well, they get up to 53 degrees Celsius, I think. Is that what that says? I don't know.
Christ.
Yeah, you got to be
Yes,
careful
you're
with
right.
these things. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Watch out. Oh, no, that's the average. They get up to 64. Yeah, so be careful, everybody, you know. Also, the packaging here, I don't know if this has always been the logo, but they have sort of a fat...
Sultan
like
or something.
Sultan riding on a flying carpet, which I guess is one of these hot little pouches.
Right.
And he's very excited.
Oh.
But anyway, a little early for this.
Yeah.
Let's move. All right, let's move on. We got to go on to.
Okay.
I already see the label here. Yep, pretty exciting. All right,
Yeah,
Mike.
man.
What do you got for a winner this week out of the new items?
Yeah, Matt. We've got an exciting round of items here. So this is coming out of 7-Eleven. And okay, so a couple weeks back we talked cup noodle, sort of the legend of the instant ramen, the instant noodles at the Conbini. And when we were talking about that, we were picking up some flavors that we really liked. And we also introduced the Nishin website, which is, I think you said, it was like a psychedelic trip. It's just one of the most wackiest things. And also, we had Patrick St. Michel on the show a couple months back, and we were talking about how the Conbini, you know, like, it's not as like fun and crazy as it used to be. Well, Matt, this item, I think, is just a real fun, wacky, and exciting item. So what we've got here, this is Nishin Cup Noodle, the super like fusion, where they're taking two flavors and just fusing them together, and they're also taking the cups themselves and fusing them together. So this one is the seafood flavor. Half of it is the seafood flavor, the left side, and then the right side is the curry flavor. And I guess inside as well, they're sort of mixing up these flavors. And actually, there were a range of there were I think 3 or 4 of these like super fusion cup noodles this week. I think I saw there was like regular and salt. There was miso and like chili or something. I don't know. But hey, sounds fun. I don't know what it's gonna taste like. It seems exciting. It's the sort of thing I'd pick up. So you know, great item here. Really fun and sort of a funky item out of 7-Eleven here this week.
Yeah, super cool item. Love the fusion. Love what they did with the packaging here, where they didn't even try to sync up the seafood label and the curry label.
No.
Just, man, who even knows what they did to manage the recipe? Presumably they changed neither, and they're just stuffing both into one cup, which, gosh, I bet that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I would love to just be a fly on the wall in the Nishin product development space. That's got to be a unique vibe going on.
Vibe. Yeah. There's a lot of vibes going on there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Super great company. I love the fusion thing. Very cool that they have four of them out this week. So yeah, definitely encourage everybody to go check out these fusion cup noodles. All right, my winner this week, Mike. This is out of Lawson. It's an Uchi Cafe Godiva collabo here, Mike. This is an eclair chocolate caramel. We're looking at a chocolate eclair. It's got a hard chocolate shell on the outside of the eclair. On top of the hard chocolate shell, we got some nuts. Then we have the eclair chocolate choux pastry stuffed with the pastry cream, chocolate cream, and then a caramel sauce still in there. Man, Mike, I gotta tell you, I thought I had migrated over to an OnlyFans page when I pulled this one up. This is just a stunning display of chocolate choux pastry and caramel sauce here. Yeah, Exactly. Uchi Cafe, gosh, almost speechless here. Impossible to describe the beauty of this particular item. And I gotta say, I mean, Mike, you're a big fan of the shoe cream, so I gotta believe this is a pretty attractive item to you.
Yes, no doubt it is. This is my number 2 this week. I actually saw this first, and I was like, "That's my winner." And then I saw Nishin's newest creation. I thought I gotta pick it up. So, yeah, it's difficult to describe. I'd advise, I don't want to try to, I'm not trying to sell out here, but I'd advise our listeners to come on YouTube and just take a look at this thing, because it's hard. It's really doesn't do it justice. It's almost like, I don't know. It's like contemporary art. Maybe that's not right. Maybe it's like sometimes you see these sort of like futuristic architectural ideas for like possible buildings, or possible structures. This is kind of what it makes you think of, because I mean, there's a lot of technology going into here, and I love eclairs. Like you said, I'm a shoe man. There's no doubt about that. And look at this. I mean, what can you say? So many layers to enjoy, so many textures there to experience. This is just a knockout, and really what we've come to expect from Uchi Cafe. I mean, they really can't miss. It's unbelievable.
And this is a Godiva collabo. I don't know if we mentioned that. So this is some premium chocolate here. So, all right, that wraps up our winners and losers this week, and now it's off to my favorite segment, At the Gemba with Mike. The Gemba, of course, the place where the action happens. Mike, you're at the Gemba, and wow, this may be the most highly anticipated At the Gemba with Mike we've ever done. Take it over. This is
all right, Matt. I know. Sorry, and I'm just gonna have to keep you waiting just a sec, because I just have a quick sort of like plug before, or sort of like brief check-in before we get to the main topic here. Is Matt, I was in the Conbini just today with my we're in 7-Eleven, and or no, I think I forget where we were. Anyways, and I saw this on the shelf, Matt, and I wanted to talk about this. So Matt, I don't know if you remember, a number of weeks ago, you picked up the Schwessen sausage as your loser of the week, because it was claiming to be the largest, fattest wiener of all time
in history.
And as you can see, I mean, compared to the other wieners, this is it's just a pretty standard wiener. So I think this Schwessen,
it's got some shape to it at least. It's got
it
the
does
curve
have a nice
in there, which definitely makes it stand out amongst all those wieners. That is certainly a rainbow of wieners there, though. What a gosh, that is outstanding to see those colors flying.
Oh yeah. This is an underappreciated zone in the Conbini. All right, Matt. So enough with that. Let's get to the main event here, Matt. And there it is. So Matt. Oh geez, where to begin? So let's just get the facts out straight. So we knew a couple months ago that a Final Fantasy themed Karaagekun was coming out, and we've been following this for about 2 months. And we've checked in every once in a while. I've been going to the Conbini trying to find it, haven't been able to find it. They have a special branch or sort of office dedicated to this item that's running until like January of next year, I think. We lit that up, couldn't figure it out. And then finally, a couple weeks ago, we found out it's coming out in September, I think at the end of August and September. And so, Matt, I went and I finally got it. And let me just, again, introduce the product. This is the Karaagekun, the light and dark crystal flavored. Crystals, those light and darkness are pepper and tartar sauce. And this is the Final Fantasy XIV themed Karaagekun. So Matt,
with the special injection technology.
As they're advertising here, you've got a layer of black pepper sauce. You've got a layer of chicken with tartar sauce. So Matt, all right. so let me tell you, I finally got it. I got it once, I got it twice, I got it 3 times, I got it 4 times. All right, and I want to kind of break this review into 2 parts. First, we got to talk about just sort of like the metaphor.
Yes.
And then we got to talk about the actual, just the flavor. So Matt, let's be honest. This item we are excited because this isn't just a Karaagekun. This is a battleground between
Yes.
darkness and lightness.
Yes.
Lightness represented by tartar sauce. Darkness represented by black pepper sauce. And Matt, what can I say? This was an epic battle. This is one of the greatest battles that's ever occurred within a chicken nugget, probably in the history of civilization. But you know, Matt, as with all battles, all wars, even though one might win out, both sides at the end are just devastated, you know? And you're happy that the war's over. And I gotta say, Matt, you know, there's that old saying, if you stare too long into black pepper sauce stares back at you. And I think that's what we experienced. We had tartar sauce. We had black pepper sauce. Just beating the hell out of each other. And at the end, what was left? And Matt, I think we're going to have to shift over to the score of the flavor. Not much. I've never seen... This is one of the great metaphors ever. You had almost no flavor of black pepper left. You almost had no flavor of tartar sauce. You just had a sort of like a smoky, you know, devastated field of just an incomprehensible flavor. And so, Matt, as exciting and, you know, as exciting as an item this was, I'm going to give it 1 star. I don't think this is worth eating, but it is worth experiencing. And in that case, flavor 1 star, metaphor 6 stars. One of the great items in history, but, you know, as all war, you know, in the end, there's nothing there. There's nothing left. So, Matt, that's my review of this Karaagekun. What do you think?
1 star, Mike. Gosh, I haven't been this devastated probably since Aerith's death in Final Fantasy VII. One of the great tragedies of all time.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Here we are, Final Fantasy XIV, and maybe that's what their play was.
Yeah.
To have a sort of deep emotional loss for all fans of Final Fantasy and consuming these chicken nuggets here. That was, I mean, the illustration of the metaphor is very powerful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, very powerful.
A battlefield in a cardboard box, right there, ladies and gentlemen. And wow, a devastated field. Just no life left, no flavor left. I guess
no flavor left.
That's very disappointing.
Right.
Well, gosh, tough way to end the podcast here, but
and I'd like to say, tough. I didn't want to bring the spirits down because, Matt, I have to say, I think this is the first anti-war, you know, product that we've ever seen. The first anti-war, pro-peace chicken nugget we've ever seen. So I think this is a positive.
Except Karaagekun, he's got a shield and a sword. He's charging into the battlefield. I mean...
Well, Matt, no, I think that's the wrong way to think about this. I think
he's reflecting over the battlefield, just bodies everywhere. He's like...
Yeah, exactly.
Abraham
he's looking
Lincoln
out.
at Gettysburg.
Yeah, exactly. And he's also sort of mentally taken in both of these, and he's experienced them. So you can see his eyes. He's sort of, you know...
Wide open, yeah.
He doesn't know what's going on. He's
Right.
seeing the devastation. Yeah, so this is... No, I think it's a positive item, Matt. Anti-war, you know, an anti-war protest Karaagekun. I love it. But flavor wasn't great. Yeah, so anyways.
All right. Well, okay. Nice A lot of deep meaning in those chicken nuggets. That wraps up the podcast this week. Thanks to everybody for listening. Also, thanks to especially our supporters buying us chickies. Gosh,
Yes.
I meant to get up the new folks who are supporting the podcast. I didn't do that. We'll be sure to give a shout out to you next week. In the meantime, we'd like to thank Carrie G. Shane. Oh, actually, I pulled it up right now. So thank you, Antonio Waite. Big thanks for 3 chickies, and Professor H for also 3 chickies. Then Carrie G. St. Michelle, those 20 chickies. Wow, we're still living off those chickies.
Oh, yeah.
Months
Thank you so
later.
much.
Thank you so much. We got Crew of Japan with 2 chickies. Thank you. Jeff Bailey with a chickie, Anonymous 1. If you want to support the podcast, head over to buymeacoffee.com/conbiniboys and buy us a chickie. Please share the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, rate it so more people can find it. If you want to see everything we're talking about, check us out on YouTube, subscribe and like, and then follow us on social media. We're especially active on Twitter. If you have a Conbini memory or Conbini composition, head over to anchor.fm/ConbiniBoys and leave us a message. We will play it with no editing. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And Mike, I'll see ya at the Conbini.
See you at the Conbini, Matt.
The Conbini